It's in you. You possess the power. Just go hard. I need some motivation. Every day I try a little harder, but my dedication. Keep my head way, way above the water. Proud of myself when I yell at the wall. Begging to run, but I needed to crawl. I see the finish line up ahead, trying to get traction from all of this tread. I am a king, I am a queen. I am more than the people can see. I am strong when I'm needing to be. Vulnerability's nothing to me. You can try, but I'm unshakable. My successes is never debatable. I'm chameleon, I'm so interchangeable. Here's to you and all that you are capable.
You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. Better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. Better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. Better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. You gotta go hard, better get it. Better get it.
This is just a test of my will. Zoon Nguyen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast that helps you be the leader. I'm Jeramiah Solven, and I'm your host. For you guys that are new, this is the show where we're going to help you achieve victory in your personal and professional life. We're going to break down strategies and tactics to help you in the areas of success, mindset, leadership, fitness. I mean, you name it. The overall goal is to not just take you to victory, but to equip you with the information that you need to make a difference in your life and the lives of those that you're around. Today's show I'm really fired up for, like really fired up. I was just talking to today's guest about it, and the subject, how many of you guys wish that you had the ability to see something through no matter fucking what? Like, think of an area of your life where you get derailed, where you set out with great intentions, you want to push yourself physically, maybe get in better shape, or you want to take that business to the next level. But something happens and you end up getting derailed and you find yourself having to get back on track. How many of you guys would love to not have that problem? Like, to be able to decide what you want and then become so damn determined, have so much willpower that nothing could stop you. Like, that is a superpower that we all want. And today's guest, he epitomizes that level of willpower and determination. And I'm really excited to dive into his story about how he ran across the United States. He ran from coast to coast, West Coast to East Coast. Mind you, he's not a runner. He's not a guy that was out there crushing marathons every month. He's an entrepreneur. He's a CEO of two companies. He's got a media production company. He's got another marketing company that he just acquired. Mm-hmm. He works with high-level people. He's been an entrepreneur for I don't know how long now. We're gonna learn about that here in a
Not too
little while.
long, yeah.
But he doesn't just like win in one area of life. This is a guy that's winning in all areas of life. And when you run across America, like, a lot of people will look at that and they'll be like, damn, that's cool. That must be physically hard. But it's not the hard part is not just the running. The hard part is the mindset that it takes to finish the run while everything else is coming down on top of you. So for you leaders that are out there, man, I'm getting goosebumps already. That's freaking God telling me that this is what we need to talk about, man.
Yeah.
It's a notification. So, yes, he's a successful entrepreneur. Yes, he physically made it across America, but he's philanthropic. He actually ran across America and to serve a greater cause, which you guys are going to learn about here. But what I'm excited to unpack is the mindset that it takes to see a goal like that through and not allow life to come pulling you down. So today's guest is Zoon Nguyen, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for the amazing intro. So, literally, we're at an Airbnb. My flight got delayed for the next shoot. So, we're here, and then we're here with Jeremiah. And so I was like, hey, let's do a podcast. We got like time, so we're trying to maximize every moment. Literally, like at the Clever Summit yesterday, like shooting for some amazing people backstage. I was like, damn, I didn't know I was going to be there. I was like, that was crazy, We were doing a Halo for Jason Stone. And I was like, oh, he's going there. Okay, cool, we're going. We got to like shake hands with a lot of people, and you might see a halo coming for PBD.
Guys, yeah, Patrick Bet David. If you guys don't know him, I mean, he's working with all types of top people. I mean, I don't know how you feel about dropping names, but you know, do you want to drop a couple names of people that you worked with? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like some of the top entrepreneur in the coaching space. You know, we did some videos for them and stuff. There's Wes, there's Ray Cash Care, there's like Yados. We did like one of the halos for him too as well. But a lot of good people, and you know, like right now with the internet and everything that's going on, like the entrepreneur space is like shifting in a very different way. It's no longer the traditional method, and you know, you got to get with the time, right? And we also have some like other clients that our team work with, Lamborghini, and then in like 2 weeks we're gonna work with Pagani for the first time. So how do you say it? Like that's the first time like they're closing down the roads for us to shoot car stuff.
yeah.
Like
I didn't even know who the company was, guys. Like,
yeah, but Pagani is pretty big. Yeah,
they're bigger than Bugatti.
Well, I mean,
or right there alongside them.
they're like in that level, but like
Yeah.
all their cars are like super expensive. They're in like the millions, and they're super exclusive. Yeah.
And so Zoon has like, the thing that I'm really fascinated by Zoon is he operates out of intuitive action. Okay, he's
Yeah.
like, he's a guy. I talk about this to my clients. Like, he's a guy that stays on this, what I call is the God path. Like the God path is where you're totally aligned with your purpose, your destiny, and everything just seems to happen for you. Like it just opens up. And along that path, life is never, like the path is never clear. It kind of like illuminates as you walk it, right?
Yeah.
And so he's a guy that has become successful and can see things through because he trusts in the path that he's walking. He has faith. And he walks that God path. He takes intuitive action all the time. Like he follows his instincts. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you're talking about a guy that, I mean, you know, how many of you guys want to do a 6-figure event, 1 day, 2 day event, and make over 6 figures? Like Zoon has done that.
Yeah.
And you know, my point here is that he's a guy in my mind that has the ability to push aside fear and to step into the unknown and see things through. And that's what I'm really fascinated to dive into, bro.
Oh, I mean, on that on that run, I think like the run across America, I think I experienced more pain than I've ever experienced in my whole life. But that's such a short amount of time, and I was just like, just trying to like I think I called you. You were like giving me a lot of support. You're like, hey, just 1 day at a time, bro. And I was like, okay, just 1 day at a time, because literally I could not think more than like a couple of days, because like all the shit was happening, like literally like Santa Monica, March 1st, we stepped off. I literally didn't even see the RV until like that morning of in the AM. You can look at my Instagram and go back, you can see it.
Yeah.
That was my first time. I was like, oh shit, like I've been trying to do that run across America for the longest time, like since like 2017 when I first started the brand new legacy. And like I wanted this brand to mean something, New Legacy, right? Like a lot of people call it like, you know, first generational wealth or something. Like I want to build a brand for that, you know, for people to aspire to like do something amazing. But there's a lot of brands out there, clothing brand, personal brand, lifestyle brand. But like the owner of the company, like they usually hide themselves or something like that. And they're like kind of like, I don't know, not living the brand, right? So I was like, oh, New Legacy, what can I do? Oh, I want to do like a run across America just to show people that they got more in like the tank in them than they believe too. And then really, if you just point a gun at anybody, they could run 20 miles in a day, you know. And that's what like I was going off of. And for the longest time, I've been trying to do it. And every time, like every year, like, oh, we didn't make enough money, I can't do it. Oh, we didn't have the logistic. Oh, we didn't have the manpower. We blah blah blah. Like everything was like until this year, and I did that mastermind. I did pretty good in January and February. So you know, we had some money set aside, and I was like, all right, this is the time. I've been, you know, pushing it back. I'm about to be 30 next year. I just need to do it before I hit 30, because, you know, like once you hit 30, it's like a different era. So I need to get this in my 20s, you know.
Yeah. Plus, it's like on top. It's in the back of your mind, just like
It's in the back. Yeah, it's like I couldn't even think clear. I was like, oh my god, I gotta do this. Because like I really never break my word to like myself, you know. And I've been telling myself I need to do this, and so I went and did like literally the last week of like February. I was like, oh, we wrapped up everything. It's good. Boom, boom. This is the only time I'm probably ever gonna be not as busy, and things are like not as crazy. They're crazy, but I could handle it at that moment, you know. So yeah, we fucking step off. Like I literally like, I kid you not, like the first day we started running, I was like, fuck, what I just got myself into, you know? But Coach Paul, he came out, he ran with me first 283 miles across California. And it was rough, like coming out of LA and like, yeah, it was just rough. Like there was like a lot of this, I had to like fight through like a cloud of like doubts. I was like, damn, who am I to do this? I'm not even a runner. Like, there's people running this, and they've been running for years. Can I really do it? Oh, shit. Like, you know, I got, like, a payment processor holding a lot of my money. Will it ever come? You know, like, I just did it, you know. I was like, you know what? I'll find a way or I make a way. Like, I didn't really care. I was like, just fuck it. I'll just do it. Like, if I'm fuck, I'll do it, you know.
damn. That's the first mindset drop, which is, I'm not gonna find a way. I'm gonna make a way.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like literally go back on my story, you can see like we ran through like the desert. We ran through like storms. Colorado, like the Rockies coming out, that was like pretty tough. I had like lightning storm chasing me. We were a little bit behind a tornado in Kansas. But the whole thing is like I met a lot of good people along the way. You know, there's like a lot of like negativity, like stigma on people that lives in like the kind of the Midwest or so, but they're some of the nicest people I've ever met. They always like, they come out bring water and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're running this for a charity? I'm like, yeah, I always wanted to do this, and you know, it's my time to do it. I got to do it. I felt like there was a calling, and I couldn't like say no to it. So yeah, that's what I did. Like literally a lot of the things people see like that I accomplished a goal or something, they think I would plan it for years or so, but it's not like that. I just go out and do it. Like this, everyone talks so much, but when you go out and do it, like it'll get done, and you just don't give up. It will get done, you know.
Yeah.
And oh, trust me, like on that run, there was just like, I think you mentioned it best when we did a podcast like a while ago at your event. You were like, hey, it's not the internal factor that's gonna bother me. It's the external factor. And I was like, that's so true. Like we have like issues with like our content team. We have issues with payment processor. We have issues with like my body's not able to recover as fast as I thought. I didn't have a crew with me, which, you know, the funds from that like payment processor would have paid for. Yeah. Like, you know, and I just think I reflect and I'm like, we're growing pretty fast. At this rate, I'll never have any free time in the future to do something like this. So really, I was supposed to finish in September or October. So I kind of paced myself like, you know, a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
But I ended up finishing in August.
Hell yeah.
Actually, July.
How many total months?
Like 5 months.
Yeah.
We planned it a little bit more, but it's just like, I was like, all right, I rationed food, I rationed gas. I just gotta finish before I run out of both, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, yeah, we're gonna finish fast. It's like, yo, if I don't do this, if I don't run faster, I will like be fucked. Like, yeah. Literally that's what it was. Like, yeah, like there's a different type of drive, you know? Yeah. You're like, fuck, I'm out by myself, literally middle of nowhere. There's like lightning and shit. And I was like, I got my cousin with me. Okay. One more thing I gotta tell you. This is crazy, right? So when people run across America or bike across America or some to a project like that, they have a safety vehicle following them, right? I got the RV, you know, with my face on it. Put that at the RV park, move it every 7 days. But I got my cousin in the 4Runner, my dad's 4Runner. But you know, we're so limited on budget because payment processing problem, right? He can only meet me every 5 to 10 miles. He can't keep the car running, because we'll run out of gas. You know?
Shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So every 5 mile checkup on me. But in reality, you're supposed to have a car escort you the whole time, just in case. And I have like a couple moment where like, yeah, I was like with a tap into the Lord above. It's like, it was wild. I was like shocked.
So you went without pretty much a crew for a lot of it because you're the vehicle
Yeah, it's just
issues.
like fucking like it was like, yo, we can't keep this thing running. Like we had like very low on cash. We still did it, you know, but like by other means, you know.
Guys, so bringing this all together, this is what you have to look forward to. This is a man that ran across America while being an entrepreneur, and he's not a runner. So how many of you guys have a goal, a big goal, that you want to accomplish? And how many of you guys have had it in the back of your mind, and it's kind of like sitting there, like it's it's something you need to do, but you kind of keep kicking the can down the road. And one of the things that I love that you said it already is like as you decided to do this goal, all the doubt started to creep in, you know? And I always tell people that there's like 4 transformational areas when it comes to reaching freedom or achieving their goal. Number 1, they got to get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And then they're faced with the terror barrier. And that's like the area that scares the shit out of you or whatever. And then there's the pain cave where things are difficult. And then there's the potential barrier, which is where like you have your come to God moments. You're like, I feel like crawling up into the fetal position and just quitting right now.
Yeah.
In order to get to the goal, you have to go through all 4 of those transformational phases. And so for you guys right now, like really take a look at, as we're talking in today's show, think about the goal that you have that's most important to you. And really think about where you're backing out on that goal. You know, is it the comfort zone? Is it the terror barrier? Is it the pain cave where things are difficult? Or is it are you in the potential barrier where you just feel like, man, I'm losing, maybe I got a business and I'm losing $2,000 a month in revenue, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to turn this thing around? Like somewhere in your journey, you're going through those 4 transformational areas. And so Zoon's story today is going to help you guys not only set a big goal and achieve it, but go through all the work that's required to make sure that you pull it off and you do it.
I mean, anything you're trying to do, like even today, like like my crew in the background are editing a video for another project, 2 projects right now. But like everything we do, like let's say we set like, hey, we're doing this operation, boom, 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 this shoot right here. It's always going to cost a little bit more. It's going to hurt a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's always like that. And like we always just come into the mindset of like, that sucks. It's going to be worse. But we're going to get it done regardless. Like these guys, like freaking editing video up until like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Like they're dedicated people. We're trying to make Kraken Media like $100 million company, right? With the websites, ads, video photo service, and then like editing course that's coming out. The beta's version is released already. We got some students, like a handful of students in there. But yeah, like I didn't think I was gonna have a course. I was like, it'll be a good idea to have a course. We have really good color grading and really good content. Let's do that, you know. And my team did it while I was on the run across America because I was like, oh, we need money.
You have a video coming out on the run across America.
Yeah. My homie Jarrett, one of our, I call him the content captain. He's gonna make like a Nike commercial kind of.
Solid.
Yeah, and like we really want to take time on it because like we want it to be like a legacy piece. Yeah, like and yeah, I mean like I don't know, like there was some crazy shit on that run. Like,
Yeah, I want to hear about it. Can I start asking you questions
yeah,
about
you
it?
ask me a question. Like
I'm
I'm
ready.
getting like scared just thinking about it. It's like I haven't thought about it for the last like week.
Yeah.
But like, when you like go back, oh shit, that was kind of scary.
Yeah, man. I mean, your body, when you go through a race like that,
Yeah.
or when you're going through a whole life cycle, like you're evolving as a human being, and it's a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
You know, your body gets put through an intense amount of fucking pain.
Yeah.
Your mind is just screaming the whole time, from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you're going to experience the physical, emotional, mental pain for not days or hours, but months.
Yeah.
And then you get to the other side of it, and you're going to be free. But when you look back, your body's going to remember how fucking painful that was.
Yeah.
And that's where you're at right now.
I mean, you kind of like, I'm getting triggered, but it's good, you know?
Yeah, it's like,
I haven't thought about the run that much because, you know, we're like trying to heal from it. But
Yeah.
I think exploiting the pain will help share a good story and motivate a lot of people.
Yeah. They
But-
need to hear it.
But yeah, man, like freaking, yeah, it was painful. Like at some point, I mean, besides my cousin, I felt like everyone like kind of like say they'll be there, and then they're not.
Oof.
Or they'll say they like, oh, I got your back on this. They don't follow through.
Oof.
But like, it's in a position where you're like, oh shit, I'm doing this run and it's for a good cause. I'm donating all the money to charity, and then why are other people like in the background screwing me over? Like, why is that?
Yeah,
You know. But I don't think I could blame them. I think I could just blame myself for putting myself in that situation.
Well, you started off on this run across America was a commitment that you made, and you mentioned earlier that you're one of the things that's very important to you is following through on your word.
yeah,
So, like in 2017, you said you were going to do this, right?
yeah,
And then all of a sudden, when you're in the race this last year, and people aren't following through on your word,
Yeah.
well, shoot, that's going to fucking piss you off, right? It's like
Yeah.
you're doing this big ass, goal.
Mm-hmm.
Why are these people not following through? And I think a lot of people can relate to that as in their business and their life, setting out on these goals, these objectives, and going along the way, and they wanted to rely on certain people, and those people aren't
Exactly.
reliable. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like I was, obviously, I don't necessarily need your support, but like, damn, dude, I was planning for it. Like,
yeah. I
fuck.
mean, I needed like that support, and it was like a lot of people like that didn't come through for me. And that's okay. Like at the end of the day, it's like it's part of the process, right? Like I had like a lineup of like potential $1.2 million deal for me
Yeah.
with some amazing people, but that didn't go through because some incident happened. That's out of my control.
Yeah, but dude, like this problem of saying you're gonna do one thing and doing another is a problem across a lot of fucking people. It's the same thing that bothers me a lot. Like, don't ever say you're gonna do something and then not, and make sure that your thoughts or your words and your actions are always in alignment.
Yeah.
But we actually, it's a crazy thing that humans do where they'll appease you. They'll just say yes.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of those people, especially in the content industry. And so far, like even we've been in the content space for like 13 months or something like that. I went through like 20, 25 videographer,
Yeah.
It's just a content space. It's just, I don't know what it is about like creating content.
It's not content, bro. It's people.
I think it's just the people in the content space don't follow through a lot of their words. It's because it's creative.
It's not content. It's people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like I work with people that are 9-figure business owners, 8-figure business owners. I work with athletes. I work with working professionals. I've worked with you name it, military, non-military. It's not like one type of industry. It's fucking people.
It's just all industry and it's just people.
It's human beings.
Yeah.
Human beings have this tendency of pleasing the people, giving lip service, saying they're going to do something and then just not. And we're all guilty of doing a little bit of that ourselves. And I think we all hate ourselves when we don't follow through on things that we say we're going to do.
Yeah.
So at some level we give everybody grace, right?
Yeah.
But at the other level, when you've elevated to a point where you follow through on your word, it's very frustrating when you encounter these people that don't follow through on their word. So let's bring this all together and make sure we tell the full story and then dive into some things that can really help people out. And guys, as we dive in, take some notes. You're going to want to, this is the mindset that you want to adopt. I want to adopt this man's mindset.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm just go. I got to pay bills. I got to pay this guy's payroll and fucking, trying to make something out of this brand. Cause I wanted to build like a Nike, like you think of it just, it's a beautiful brand.
You're doing it though. So, running across, let me just get this right so we can dive in. So the idea of running across America happened in 2017. And by the way, you're former Army, right?
No, I was former Navy. But I was Greenside Navy, so like Marines don't have medics, so they use Navy corpsmen as their medics. And
Okay.
they send us to like field medic school that kind of mimics a little bit of the Marine Corps like boot camp.
Yeah.
And basically my whole service years, I was attached to a Marine unit.
How many years?
I did 8.
8 years?
It was like I did 8-year reserves, but I got like a little bit more than 3 years plus of active duty.
Yeah.
So I got like pretty much all the benefits, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They just rounded up.
What made you sign up for the military?
That's another thing. When I was, like, I don't know, junior or senior year of high school, I was like, oh, I want to live a legendary life. So at the end of my life, when I'm on my rocking chair, I want to be with my buddies. Be like, yeah, we did the military. We did some cool stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We like did something.
So you were thinking about your life story back in high school.
Yeah. I was thinking like, damn, we gotta do something. We can't just like, like my parents like immigrated to America. Like we can't like go this far just to like have a normal life. Like like can't go this far just to go this far.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean we struggle a lot like growing up. Like I remember when like growing up like when I go grocery shopping with my mom, we would like have a bag of coins and we would pay with that, and then just like remembering like we're in line and there's people behind us like getting pissed off because we're paying in coins, but like
Counting your change and shit.
counting our change. Like we can't really do much. Like we're struggling a lot.
So it was important to you to like not make your parents' sacrifice worthless, to like take it further.
Yeah, and like it was so embarrassing. Like in like 4th grade or something, 5th grade too as well. Like I would like they have book orders. I don't remember those book orders.
For what?
Maybe it's a California thing, but like in elementary school, they'll give you a book order every 2 weeks, and you can like order books, whatever, like a flyer, and you can order books, toys, educational stuff from your school, and every book order I would like get a bunch of coins together, and like a bunch of pennies, dimes, and like nickels. Sometimes I get quarters, and buy books. So like when the teacher would go around and collect all the money for the book orders, like every time it's like my turn, a lot of time it's like a bag of like coins. But my teacher was pretty cool, Mr. Rivera. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. He probably went to the bank and exchanged it or whatever. So, but yeah, it's just like a really tough, like growing up, like we were pretty poor.
Yeah.
And it was like during the 2008, so like my family were like going through a lot of struggle with the real estate stuff. So
Damn.
Yeah.
So you were basically watching your family struggle, and then you decided like that you would create a legacy. You were going to join the military.
Yeah.
And
I just need to get out of like my family a little bit.
yeah.
If that makes sense. Like that was like the simplest way to just get out. I mean, my family's, like we're poor, but then, like they say like, with poor family, you have poor habits. And I was just trying to like join the military to just see different perspective.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then that was what year to join? What year did you join the military, the Navy?
Right after high school, like 2013.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 8 years later, you were out.
I was out. I was like
2021.
That was like December 2020, like whatever
Yeah.
the MEPS date that they put.
But so you're in the military when you decided you wanted to run across America. 2017, you said.
Yeah, I mean, like I was in the reserve, and I had like I started a new legacy brand, and it's like the FU shirt, and I got a taste of like the internet, like e-commerce money.
Yeah.
It was like I did an ad, and it was like 30 cents per sale in the conversion, because the shirt was like it's pinstripe, it says FU in pinstripe.
Yeah.
And I literally sold out everything like I think that same day, and it was like ding 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 ding, right when the ads hit. But like right after I sold everything, the ads got banned and that account got screwed because it says FU and like some people reported.
Yeah.
So like we ship out hella shirt, everyone loved it because it's unique, it's like pinstripe. You go closer, it says FU on it.
Yeah.
And then like I say 2 weeks after we sold everything, like a bunch of parents started calling me and stuff like, "Oh, my kid's wearing this to like high school, middle school, college." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." But yeah, I mean, I just been keeping it low. Like I didn't have the confidence to like really take it to the next level at that point. I was just like, I don't know. It was just like a lot of things didn't line up correctly. And clothing brand, a lot of time it's off the energy of like the owner and the mindset of the owner. So like think about clothing brand, it's not solving like a t-shirt problem. It's more like of solving like a community, belongings, and mindset or spirit of.
Yeah.
So like that's clothing brand to me.
It's very true. it's an emotional connection to a community. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
you
it's
are
like-
about this, you
Yeah,
know?
like Gymshark, they have their. Oh,
Yeah.
I think I actually raised more money than the person they sponsored to run across America, Gymshark.
Yeah.
I think I raised like a little bit more money than he did.
Yeah.
And yeah, he got sponsored. It was like over 6 figure they sponsored. I didn't get sponsored. I just YOLO it myself. Got my own RV with my face on it, you know?
So where did the idea to run across America come from?
I just wanted to do something that maybe my talent can match it and my mindset can match it, you know? Like, and I was like, I think I could endure that much pain.
When did the idea get introduced to you though? Like, were you like,
Oh, I
did
think-
you meet somebody that had done it, or like where did this idea get pulled out of? You know?
When I used to get stationed with the Marines, we would hike a lot.
Okay.
Like, like those humps, you know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah, like you did a lot of ruck marching.
Yeah,
and
like
when I was in
that.
the army, like
That-
you put it on a ruck and you just go out into the woods, or like you go on the road and you just march forever. And it's more of a mindset game than it is physical. Like people break mentally before they break physically.
Yeah, and I think that's probably where I got the idea from. Because I was like, huh, now imagine this without a ruck. We can go pretty far.
Yeah, you start thinking about how far could we go.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I should do that. Run across America.
Okay. Okay, so it's just like some idea that got planted inside
Yeah,
of your
yeah,
head.
yeah.
And then when did you start falling in love with the idea?
You know, at first I wanted to be the first Asian American to do it, but during the run I was like, oh, this other dude did it. Never mind. I'm the first bald Asian American. Got to do it.
The
You know?
first Navy American.
First
Asian.
Navy bald Asian American to do it.
Okay.
You know? But you know, like I just wanted to like give Asian American people like a bigger voice too as well. I think I said it on the CBS interview when they're in New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I growing up, I don't have a lot of like male role model that are like that look like me, you know. Yeah, it was just kind of like despairing, you know, because there's not like a lot of like strong Asian American male figure except for Bruce Lee. So he like dies, so you know I got to take over, right?
Yeah.
I said it on CBS.
Yeah.
I was holding his shoes, like, yeah, you die, I took over, you know. Yeah. The lady was like, yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Well, how did I can kind of start to see how like the idea, you started romanticizing the idea. You know, you have this upbringing that's a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You get into the military to basically get some separation and
Yeah.
change your
Perspective
your-
and the place, like I wanted to get out.
Yeah, and then the military starts pushing you with different ruck marches, and then this idea comes in your mind of like, I wonder how far I could go, like
Yeah.
across America, and then meanwhile, as this is all happening, your mindset and your thought process about life is that you want to make an impact, you want to create a legacy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's such a good question, like narrating wise.
Yeah.
Because I talked to another person who also ran a walk across America. He was like, I was depressed, I did it, and his friend told him like, you have to link it to a cause that's bigger than you. So mine was like Feeding America. I created a campaign to get money donated there, and it's just like getting like meals donated to like food banks and families in need. Like my family used to like got a lot of food from food banks. Growing up, like when you're in your teenage year, you just like don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're in high school and middle school, you're like, damn, your family got food from the food banks. My mom has no shame. She'll go and get it. You know?
Yeah.
Every time she just roll up, and I'm like, now that I like think back at it, I'm like, I should have not been ashamed of that. I should have been like, oh, we're just in that situation. Let's find a way out. But I was just like super shameful about it.
Yeah, you're just worried about the judgment of the whole thing.
Yeah, like my friends, like I had like friends that were supposed to be like, the cool kids at a high school, whatever. But now I don't care about that. But I was like, oh, whatever. So I used to get made fun of in high school for wearing the same outfit every day. I can't do anything about it. Like that's all the money
You
we
wore
had.
you wore the same thing every day?
Yeah, pretty much like I just changed like the shirt, underwear, and socks. But same jacket, same jeans, same shoes. And people were like, oh, you always wear that red sweater with the blue pants and those white shoes,
But it was more of a money issue than anything.
Yeah, we struggle a lot,
Well, so when did you fall in love with the idea of running across America? Like when did you notice yourself getting really passionate about it? Is it after you?
Oh, I was
created-
never passionate about running, and I just wanted to do it just to show people that they got more in the tank.
So you were passionate about showing people that they could do more.
Yeah, that was it. Like I didn't care about the running.
Why is that? Why is showing people, not telling, showing people that they can do more important to you?
A lot of people talk, a lot of people like talk, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm not much of a talker, but if I say something, I will do it. I'm always known as the guy that will follow through.
Does it bother you when people talk and they don't act?
It used to a lot. Now I don't care. Now I'm like, oh, whatever I can control, and they're at where they're at, because that's just how people function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but you wanted to show people what
Yeah.
they're capable of.
Yeah, think about it. Like, I walk into any room, besides 300 other people that ran across America before. But if I walk into any room, people are like, "Oh shit, he crazy. He did something crazy. He pulled it off crazily with
Yeah.
like not even a pro support."
Yeah. Yeah. What was the longest distance that you ran before you ran across America?
I don't know, like 15, 17 miles.
Yeah. So you're not like an
I
endurance
walked.
runner.
No. Yeah, freaking. The last day I did 58 miles, but it's because I didn't want to miss like the event we set up and the interviews.
Yeah.
But the whole time I was just thinking like, oh, okay, like this is just a test of my willpower, and I know I got more than this. And I was just thinking, it's just one step at a time. One step, boom. Get another step, boom. Just go forward. Just go forward.
So what is it? Is it safe to say that the reason why you successfully completed the run across America was because you were keeping the word to yourself?
Yeah, I mean
Is that
mattered.
the main driver?
That mattered to me a lot. Keeping my word to myself. Like if I don't, I would just hate myself, like most people.
Because I mean, a lot of people set out goals and then like they find a reason not to see them through. And so what I'm really, really interested in is like there's a fuel source
Yeah.
for goal completion.
Yeah.
And I mean, you did a few things here. You set a goal that you got excited about. You're like, hey, running across America sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like that's a reason to set a goal. Like when I first started working out, I was like, I want to get in shape because I want girls to like me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like that was like that idea was exciting.
Yeah.
But then as you start off on the goal, like you realize that it's going to take some time to get there, and there has to be more that pulls you through.
Oh, it's,
And for you, like the charity was part of it. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this for charity.
yeah.
But as I'm really listening to you speak, it sounds like doing what you said you were going to do is like the most important thing that
Yeah.
caused the goal to get completed.
Yeah, I mean, on the run, I literally talk to myself like, oh, I haven't broken any words to myself yet. This is not going to be the first time I'm going to break my word to myself.
Oof.
Like this is not on this biggest thing,
Yeah.
And there was just so many, like, I'm scared of lightning. I don't know if you're scared of lightning, but when you're in the middle of nowhere and there's lightning and thunder, I would run and it would, bah, ah,
Oh man.
oh, I'm going to go find some place to hide, you
Yeah.
know. You don't want to be near any tree, too, because lightning usually, or thunder usually struck a tree.
Yeah.
I see people, like, on video die from that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. It's like a phobia for you. I
Yeah,
like that
no.
with snakes. If I see like a stick in the
Oh,
road,
I saw a couple snakes.
bro, I would have freaking freaked out.
You know what's scary at night? I mean, I'll walk you through like the whole process a little bit.
Yeah, I want to.
There's like 4 phases to this run.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure that I pull out what drove the completion, and then I want to hear the journey.
Okay.
So it sounds like, am I right in that the thing that caused you to complete the goal?
Yeah.
If you had to pick one thing that caused you to complete it, was it keeping your word to yourself, or was there something else that you valued above that helped you complete the goal?
Honestly, it was just keeping my word to myself because I haven't broke any word to myself yet this whole like lifetime. So
How can somebody start doing that? How can somebody start like what's the mentality there? Because there's so many people out there that break the promises that they've been keeping to themselves. They just want to keep one fucking promise. Like what do you say to somebody like that that's like, bro, I want that mindset where I value my word. I want to be able to say I'm going to do something and then back it up. What advice do you have to that person to see things through?
I think like you really have to like think high of yourself. Like you have to think like, oh, I'm the shit, Like I'm not at the stage where most people are like at their prime yet, but you got to think like I'm like the big dog, and like Jesus, like if you don't really follow through your word, your path is not going to be a line,
I like that. I like the idea of valuing yourself.
Yeah.
Like in other words, what that means to me when I hear it is, if you want to value your word, say what you're going to do and then see yourself as the person that doesn't waver from that commitment.
Yeah, like
Value you to see it through. And
like if you watch a movie, right? You're the main character. Everybody's the main character to their own movie. Halfway through, the character just gave up. Like, what kind of movie is that?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of life is that? Like, if you just fail, just freaking. Like, I told myself, if I fail on this one, it's fine. I gave my best. I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
The problem is, I didn't want to try again, because
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I will try again.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, we're like pretty deep in here. I can't give up because this is a lot of work to get here. Like the test is not when you're like fresh. The test is when you're all fucked up and shit, and you're like right there on that 30% or 40% mark into your journey, and you're about to give up. Just think, like if you're really a person that will keep your word, you're gonna try again. Think about how hard it will get to get back to that 30% again.
Yeah, bro, I'm with you on that.
Like, I'm talking, the cost will be crazy.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to freaking go through starting again because it was already a pain in the ass.
starting the hardest. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just literally keeping my words to myself, and literally I didn't want to do it again because I knew I'm the type I would do it again. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like crazy. I would just do it.
No, I'm with you on that. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna stop until I finished what I said I was going to finish. Or it's like
Yeah.
I can't live with that.
Yeah, it's like a burning, like it's like a different, like some people, I think they're born with it. Some people, if they find a moment of determination or a moment of like recollection or a moment of like review, they'll become that person.
Yeah, I think it's a decision to be a person that sees things through, and then you have to constantly reinforce the decision to be that person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, sure, it's like cool to say I did it, but like just going through it, like I just felt like I aged like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like just going through all the pain. Like there's I will say there's like 4 phases to this run.
Yeah,
for
let's
me.
hear it. Let's dive into it. I want to hear the whole thing.
So the first phase was just like leaving California and doing it. Like if you think about it this way, like every time you set on a big path or a big goal or something, you start to do it, you don't feel like you're actually doing it. You feel like you're, I don't know, it just feels surreal. It feels like fake. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Let me think of one example in my
Like
life.
imposters. I don't know what it is. It just feels like you're faking it, but you're actually doing it.
Yeah, no, it reminds me, like I use my story to becoming a 75th Ranger a lot. Like
Yeah.
when I first made the decision to become a Ranger, I was an infantry officer.
Yeah.
Well, when I made the verbal commitment out loud, I was an infantry officer. Deep down, I had wanted to do it for a long time, but
Yeah.
I spoke about it to one of my mentors because he asked me if I wanted to ever get into the 75th.
Yeah.
And I remember I worked up the courage to say yes to it, and I knew as soon as I said yes that I was like, oh, I gulped. I'm like, oh shit, now I actually have to do this, right? I was scared.
Yeah.
And then the next day I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm gonna become a fucking Ranger, man. I'm an infantry officer. I'm gonna be a Ranger platoon leader. And I go out and I go do my first workout, and it's like nothing in my life has changed. And I'm doing this workout, and I just feel like it feels like you said, like a little bit of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And like I'm trying to prove to myself that I'm going to become this person that I set out, and I'm going to see this goal through.
Yeah, it's like you're kicking it in gear. You don't feel like you're doing it yet, but you're actually doing it.
Right.
Like your body's there, but your mind is still. I think like the mind and the subconscious is always behind where your body is. And then one of like the quote that someone said, I was like really profound, was like, "Hey, you got to be where your feet are, or else your head will get cut off." You know. So that was like really profound. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm here. Do this." And the first getting out of California with Coach Paul, like he like absorbed a lot of like the negativity, like the
What do you call that first phase? Do you have a label for it yet?
No, I think that's just like just the kicking in gear part.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like for me, it's like getting out of the comfort zone. Like the first phase, guys, what we're talking about is like the 4 phases to achieve a big goal.
Yeah.
And the first thing on my side is like, when phase 1, get out of the comfort zone.
I think that's accurate on what it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable to make a talking head video every day. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable, but I have to do it. I told myself, it's going to be bad. I'll do it regardless,
Yeah. So keep going on the 4 phases.
So that was the first phase, getting out of California, all the ups and downs, The next phase is, when Coach Paul finished the promise with me, he like, hey, I'll do my run across California with you. So the day he left, that's the beginning of the second phase where I'm on my own with my cousin, checking in every like 5 or so miles.
What state?
Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, Arizona, New Mexico. It was tough. Like Arizona, I was like a little bit bitter. I remember running through the snow at night. I was super scared. I was like, oh, it's icy, you know? Never ran in the snow before until then. I just did it. Like we're on like Route 66 and mostly on the highway. But think about it, like I'm running and you can there's like a foot or two across and there's like semi-truck passing like at 70 miles per hour.
Yeah. You're on edge.
You're on so I was like, oh, and I'm on edge, but like I'm using that adrenaline to keep me going.
That makes the run after you finish, like once you finish the miles for the day,
Yeah.
there's an adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
You probably slept hard as fuck, and you're probably worried about the next day too. So it's a whole thing mentally, right?
At some point I was like, Jesus, just take the wheel. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, I'm going through emotion. I'm doing this at this time. Boom, do that. But literally like just going through Arizona, New Mexico, it was like tough. Arizona, I was like, wow, it's so beautiful with nature, boom, boom, like that. But like you're alone,
Yeah.
with your thoughts. Okay, we live in a busy world. If you get like a chance to be alone with your thought, it's kind of scary. Like the voices get really loud and crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
What was something crazy that you were thinking about?
I don't know.
Or some negative thought,
The whole time I never thought about giving up. So somebody asked me that, like somebody called me and, my friends they're like, hey, you ever thought about giving up? I'm like, I actually haven't,
But why did you say that being alone, it's scary?
I think being alone, without like the stimulants from other people, like the talking or so, I don't know, your mind just kind of goes down a dark path if you're a negative person, and you just gotta like try not to go there. I don't know how to explain that, but human, we're just natural pessimistic, so yeah, I was just like struggling not to think of the negative stuff.
Well, I'll jump in, guys. This is important because we're talking about goal setting and achievement, big, large goals, whether in business or in life. And if you want to see a big goal through, one of the nuggets here is don't go negative. Mm-hmm. Like on your path to this achievement, don't let yourself go fucking negative.
Yeah.
What were you worried about if you went too negative? That you wouldn't come back?
Yeah.
Is that what you were worried about? Or like just that it was just like, that's a fucking space I don't want to be in. Fuck
yeah,
that.
no, I was like, that's a space I don't want to be in. How do I get myself as far away from that space as possible? And there's so much music you can go listening to, and then you're just bored of all the music.
Do you think running is more mental or physical?
Oh, it's more mental. And always with any big project or so, it's just like based on how you react to the cards you're dealt with, because it's always going to be harder and cost more.
Yeah. What was the third phase? So we go from California to Arizona,
Yeah.
and through Arizona to New Mexico.
Oh, the third phase, it was like, it's kind of blended between like the second and third. It's like Kansas. Kansas is the city or like the state where like everyone like bum out that I talked to that ran across America or walk across America. That's
Bummed out.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the state. I got bummed out too in Kansas. I don't know what it was.
It's just depressing.
Yeah, it's just very depressing, very scary because tornadoes. You just look left and right, it's cornfields. Very beautiful though. People are amazing.
I think I called you in Texas. Kansas.
I think so. I was like, damn, this sucks. But yeah, it's just, yeah. New Mexico, there was a lot of dogs that was chasing me. But Kansas, the moment I got into Kansas, it was like a different vibe. It is the halfway mark for a lot of people. Like when they're halfway through a project or something, like think of like a gun, right? Like when you shoot a rifle, the bullet gets guided right?
Yeah.
I feel like Kansas was when like the barrel stopped, and you're like kind of just doing your thing, for me. Yeah, it was like the state that kind of bummed me out. A lot of other people too as well. And the cool thing about this is like one of my friends, he showed me a clip of some guy getting interviewed on the Joe Rogan show, and he was like, "Yeah, most people gave up on this project like this at the 400-mile mark." And I was like, "Damn, I've made it pretty far, But
Yeah, because it's like 3,000 miles or
Yeah,
something like that, and
yeah.
you're halfway, so you're like 1,500 miles in.
yeah, I was just like, yeah, like halfway through, I was just stoked, but that was when like I was like, fuck. So like,
So Kansas was depressing, not because you were at the halfway mark, but because of the culture, or the vibe, some type of energy.
it's
that you
some
were
type of
getting?
energy. I'm not sure. Like, it's not the people for sure. People are amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like the weird energy. It's once we like get into Kansas, it's just like it just feels weird.
Okay.
And the bugs on this freaking trip is crazy. Like there's flies that bite you all the time, and then mosquito, all kinds of like crazy stuff. We didn't. Yeah. It was
What was next then? So Kansas was the third phase, and then that lead me into the fourth and
like
phase there.
I would say the fourth phase is just kind of like once I passed Kansas, I was like home stretch. Just gotta make it. Doesn't matter what happened. Gotta make it.
Okay.
I did. So like we divide the time. It took me like probably like 3 months to do the first half, and then like 2 months to do the second half.
Why did it take you less time to do the second half?
The second half, I realized I was like, oh shit, we're gonna run out of money.
It's fear. Fear of losing.
Yeah, I was like, it's like like when you're driving a car and you're like about to run out of gas. That's what it feels like after Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what drives you, the idea of winning and success, or the fear of failure.
Well, I mean, the last part, it was just the fear of failure.
Yeah, right.
I was like, you could ask my cousin. Our card got declined so many times. He's probably used to like my card getting declined. He's like professional at it. Oh, okay. Oh, different card. Boom, worked. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we got paid. Boom, this card get. So like literally like I was like running super lean, and I was like, it doesn't matter. Like,
What were the? I mean, obviously, I think your approach to the race or the run was to run as far as you can every day, right?
yeah, I was trying to push myself as far as I can every day. I walked a lot of it, even though it's like a run,
Yeah.
But like the moment I could like get some energy to run, I just imagine my feet are like balls, like a basketball or a softball. It's just rolling. I just imagine it rolling. Like my feet like was swelling. I had to cut the left and right side of my shoes on all of them.
Yep.
And yeah, and my cousin like he freaking had to drive like 8 hours to get me a Nike Alpha Fly. That was like kind of made me like running a little bit more because it's carbon fiber plate shoes. You're not supposed to wear it all the time, but I did.
Yeah, the carbon fiber shoes, the Nike ones, are like race shoes. They're not supposed to be for long distance.
No, but they gave me a little
Right.
just enough. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but they wear probably quick.
oh, they wear real fast.
Yeah.
It's supposed to last like 200 miles. I did like 600 miles in it, 650
Yeah.
miles in it.
What were two of the top hardest moments of the race, of the run? When did you want to quit?
Actually, I didn't want to quit the whole time.
When were you so beat down that you wanted to quit, but even though you knew you weren't going to?
I think it was like somewhere in Missouri. And if you slow it down, it's misery, But it was really hot. It was like 100 and something degree. And think about it this way, like you're pushing like 20, 30 miles a day, like repeatedly. It's like watching a bad movie back to back,
Yeah.
And a lot of like roads are like there's not a lot of cities or homes and stuff, so it just looks deserted. You're running through a lot of ghost town, a lot of graveyards. Every time I run to a graveyard, like passing through, I always go like this. And like, boom, good energy. But if I don't do that, it just feels weird, But it was like, there was like a moment I almost like passed out. And I was like,
That was in Missouri?
yeah, like I didn't, didn't want to give up, but I was like, I'm just gonna keep going. And like I feel like like the Lord above or something saved me, because like literally it was like super sunny, no clouds, and out of nowhere a little piece of cloud came and covered me, and I like recovered a little bit. And I called my cousin. I was like, hey, get me out of here. So like he picked me up and drove me back to the RV to recover for the next day. But I almost died in that scene. And then later down a little bit more in Missouri, I was running, and I was like, oh, hey, God, if you're real, let debris win, right? I was like, oh, shit. I just want to test. Please do it again. Whoosh. I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to test that, But, yeah.
How much did you talk to God during the run?
I didn't, like, verbally talk, but I feel like I was, like, really aligned, like, connecting.
Yeah.
And I know that on my like route, I don't know, everyone has their own like prophecy or like plans, but that was what he put in my plan. That's what I felt like.
You believe that God put the run across America in your life?
Yeah,
Like it was your purpose?
Like part of the prophecy.
Why do you feel that way?
Because I felt like I had help the whole time. Through all the hardest time where like things would not go wrong, I felt like I wasn't alone. And I felt like I was guided. It was kind of weird. Yeah. Like there was like a lot of weird moments.
What do you mean by that?
It was just like
where you found strength where you should have like broke or something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I found strength when I should have broke. And then like I would be praying or something and I would see something strange. Like one time I looked up and I saw a double rainbow. It was like, I took a picture of it. I was like, like when I'm asking for a sign or something, I like look up and it's weird. I don't know.
Do you think you were finding what you were looking for, or do you think that you were delivered what you were looking for?
I think I would say guided to, I feel like I was just selected to do something. I don't know. Like, it just sounds weird, but that's how I really feel. I just felt like, oh, I was selected to do this. This was like part of my journey, and it has to be done.
A lot of people are looking for purpose. A lot of people are looking for alignment. They're looking for that feeling of knowing that they're in the right spot, doing the right thing, and that something has their back, you know? And I think a lot of people have doubts and worries and concerns, and people are not in alignment. This race, this run was a total alignment for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, like, at least in America, like, you could, like, go crazy and do your business, whatever, and if it doesn't work, you just file bankruptcy and start again. Like, in other country, you would have been, like, killed, but in America, it's, like, different.
Yeah.
You get a fresh start every 7 years.
Yeah.
You get, like, maybe, like, a bunch of chances.
What's the meaning behind that? What do you mean by that?
I just, like, feel like in America, there's so much opportunity where if you fail, you start again.
Yeah.
Next day, start again. Boom. Next day, start again.
So I think what you're saying is that, like,
there's no way you could fail in America.
To get aligned with your purpose, like, you can't be afraid to fail and go for what's inside of your heart.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is. Like, like I've been lucky and got a lot of deals when I got back, but I was just really aligned. I was just like, oh, I can't wait to tell this person's story because I believe this story is beautiful. I believe that it's my mission to go through all these pain, to really dig deep for my own story in order for me to craft beautiful stories of other people. That's how I see it. Like, I can't help them. I can't be like the guy holding the lantern if, I'm not strong enough to do that.
What do you say to somebody that's trying to get in alignment with their life? Like, they're looking to set a goal that they're passionate about, or rather, by going through it, they feel like they know it's going to be hard, but when they go through it, they'll find strength, they'll find the clarity, they'll find the signs. Like, what advice do you have to somebody that wants to get in alignment?
Like, if they don't do it, if they don't do what they need to do, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I want things so bad. If I set my mind on something, I want it so bad, I'll do whatever it takes.
So how can somebody find the path that takes them to being in a line? Like, a lot of people don't feel like there are, like, a lot of people know they're not.
You know what it
happy
is?
with
You
the
know
way
what
they're
it is?
living, right?
You know what it is?
Yeah.
it's just hitting a point in your life where you're just like, like hitting so much pain that you're like, I no longer want to be this person. I want to be different. I want to be better. It's like the point where your 1.0 self have to meet your 2.0 self. That's the little barrier that you're going to have to break.
I love that.
It's like right there. Like, for a lot of people, it's like, like after a bankruptcy or something, or a breakup, or a partnership doesn't work out, or, whatever, like big life changes, an accident or something. You just like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's like a more of like a visual thing I'm thinking about, but it's like a chapter in your life that automatically just goes like this, close.
Yeah, I love that. I said this recently. I've been saying it more, and it's like you need rock bottom.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like
you need rock bottom.
You need rock bottom because rock bottom is not where you fail. Rock bottom is where you change.
Yeah, and it like whether you want it or not, it's gonna change, and you only have two directions, up or down.
Yeah. That's so good because I think a lot of people try to avoid that rock bottom, and it's like and I think like honestly, a lot of times we prevent people we know from hitting rock bottom.
Yeah.
And
They need it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Is I'm a big believer in like letting people fall on their face.
Yeah.
I'm actually in a situation right now where I have somebody in my life that I had to make the decision to let this person hit rock bottom, and it hurts watching them do that. But
they need it.
that by going through it, that's their opportunity to get their shit together.
Yeah.
And they're going to go the direction that they're destined for. That'll make them better.
Yeah, I mean, you're so right on that. Like, they have to, man. Like, it's just, they had, like, for me, like, when I really want to change my life, it was, like 2 years ago when, like, I ended, like, a 7-year relationship. I, like, leveraged too much in stock and options, so, like, I lost, like, probably, like, 90,000. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, no relationship, no money.
Yeah.
I got nothing to lose. So I'm just gonna go like all in on whatever I can,
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of crazy because like it gave me a lot of clarity. Like you think about like a hungry dog that's back against the wall. That's when you're most dangerous.
Yeah.
But when you're not back against the wall and you're like more well fed, you just don't have the tool and the creativity to like be as sharp as you should.
Fuck, that's so true.
Yeah, because, like, those moments when you're, like, by yourself and it's dark, like, that scene, like, that movie scene. Think about that movie scene when you're just, like, sitting and it's, like, dark and you're, like, really, like, rock bottom and you're, like, talking to yourself. You're like, oh, shit, like, how did I let my life slip out of my hand like this, Like,
you guys ever heard that saying? Like, it's about risk. Like, no risk, no reward, right?
yeah.
Like, a lot of people try to live their life without risk, without reaching the rock bottom. Like, now rock bottom can be that place where you've made mistakes, but you can also go all in on your life and hit that bottom too. Like, I'm not scared to redline. I'm not scared to go all in. And I think that a person that does not fear the bottom becomes fearless and they find their potential.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to go way further. And, like, also, like, you don't want to be part of the main population because it's like, it's kind of boring. Like, it's like a boring 7 out of 10
It's not
movie.
even like the redlining and going all in and failing is not even that bad for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the worst case scenario is what? You're going to risk your job and like oh my God, you're going to be broke.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so bad. Now all of a sudden you have to go get a job.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the worst case in our head, in people's head is like, oh my God, if I try this business and it fails, I'm a failure and I suck and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, if it fails, like maybe you got to get a job for a little while. Like the worst case scenario is not even that fucking bad,
Like the thing is like, that's what I'm saying. Like in America, like I see a lot of like the big dogs, they like had to file bankruptcy before and they start over again. And they like learn from all the lessons and they got the connection and stuff. It's like, these guys they're redlining all the way. They're not scared of anything. They put everything on the line every time. And I'm like, if I were to watch that movie, it would be like The Pursuit of Happiness. I want a movie like that. Like I don't want like a middle movie like TV show or whatever. I want like an inspiration Nike style like cinematic boom boom story.
Do you think about the movie that you're writing in your life often? Like the
Yeah.
story of Zoon. Do you think about that a lot?
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the part where I struggle. I'm supposed to be struggling, so I'll just struggle, but I'll make it through.
And you tell yourself that a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's part. The thing is, like, I make the most progress in my life when, like, I have to sleep on the ground. So I make myself sleep on the ground, even though I have a bed.
How often do you do that? How often do you sleep on the ground?
Well, like the last, like, what, 2 weeks, I slept, like, I don't know, like 8 days on the ground.
What does that do for you?
It kind of, like, brings me back to that rock bottom feeling.
Yeah.
You get that in the military when you have to sleep outside during a hike or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, like, so, like, just makes you feel like your back is against the wall. And I just like that feeling because, like, I would, like, do some magic trick that I can't even do when I'm comfortable,
Yeah.
When you're comfortable, it's like you're not as lethal,
Oof.
Like,
When you're comfortable, you're not lethal.
yeah, like you're just, like, soft. You're like a gooey,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. If you give a man food and you give him money, you take away his ambition.
Yeah. But, like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like, I like that feeling when you're like, fuck, I'm going to be fuck if I don't do this.
Yeah. That's why I fast. I get that feeling when I fast.
Oh, yeah, when you, like, fast and stuff.
Like
I
2
have
3 days. Yeah.
That's a lot, yeah.
Oh yeah. But when second day, 2-day fast for me, I'm like locked in and I can just do anything.
Yeah, I think, like, you're, like, biohacking because it's, like, hacking into your, like, you're digging so deep into your brain because, like, it's, like, in that survival mode.
Yeah.
You're like, dangerous.
What so some of the toughest moments, like additionally on top of being in Kansas and the lightning, what were some hard things about running across America that were difficult for you?
Like, a lot of external factor, like you mentioned. Just people not following through on their words. I just felt like my heart dropped. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I was like, oh, you said you're gonna do that for me. Like, that didn't go through. So, like, my expectation become very low, and I was just like about to just, I felt like alone than ever before. But then again, I found, like, my next version
Of you.
of me. Yeah, that didn't care so much
About other people.
about if other people can help me or not. I just didn't care. And, like, if I do something nice for somebody, I don't expect any, like, returns. Either they're too incompetent to give it back, or they're not capable of. And some people will give you good, like, and those people you want to keep around. But it's just like, I learn a lot from people. Like, when you're going up in, like, I don't know, like, in life or something, and someone see that you're going up, there's a lot of people that will leech on you and try to, like get some benefits of your rise,
Fucking so true, man. Like people are I think it was Buffett that said it. Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And people are very, like, opportunist.
Yeah.
So if you have proximity to certain people, you start crushing it in business.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you become an opportunity for them, and now they want to smile at you, tell you become your best friend, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're in that dark spot and some of that buzz is worn off with you, they don't really show up because there's no opportunity for them anymore.
Yeah. And that's very true. That's so true. Like, we need to clip that. That's very true. And at the end of the day, like, now, like, when I'm, like, looking at what I'm doing and stuff, I think I'm just creating my own movie, and I want some trials and tribulation, and I want it, to be able to, like, one day, like, make a film out of it with my production company.
What did it feel like? What was finishing the race like for you?
It was like relief. It was like, I don't know if you...
Did you get emotional?
Yeah. I got pretty emotional, but then, like, the next day I was like, I just felt like this the next day. Like, the day of, I was so happy. I was just like, oh yeah, finally take the rucksack off, take the, whatever off. I'm, like, free,
Yeah.
But the next day I couldn't even wake up. I was just like,
Bro, the Olympic athletes go through, they call it the post-Olympic blues.
Mm-hmm.
After they train for 4 years to go do the Olympics, they go out there, they do it, and the next day it's like they're in just massive depression.
yeah, 'cause I feel like it's like you had a target, and out of nowhere, that target's gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, it took me, like, don't know, a couple of days just like regain. Like I didn't even want to post. I didn't want to do anything.
What did you want to do? Just be with yourself?
I just didn't want to feel the pain in my legs, but I just wanted like peace.
What advice do you have to somebody that achieves their big goal, and on the backside there is that letdown, that emotional dump where they just feel purposeless. They feel like, okay, I did that, but I'm in this rut. Like I don't feel good. What advice do you have to get that person feeling good again?
I would say like just align yourself with another challenge and celebrate what you already did. You know, I can't really give advice on it because I'm still going through it.
Yeah.
But I just aligned my new self with a new goal. I was like, oh, I mean, now's my opportunity to take my company and sell it for $100 million if we can get a bunch of subscription on it, blah, 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 you know, build it out. Because media space, no one really like, there's no one that's like really killing it on the media space. I could understand why, because creativeness, you know. A lot of people want to be artists. They don't want to like dominate an industry. I want for Kraken Media to be like, oh, if you want to do this type of industry or you want to be in coaching or you want to be blah, 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 you need to go Kraken Media because they got the starter pack that you need.
What did I want to do some rapid fire questions because I know we're getting close on time, but I want to make sure I get a lot of these things answered because I'm really curious.
Yeah.
Okay, so after your goal, make sure you like set another target and go after it. But we mentioned before, is running more physical or mental? You said it's more mental.
Oh, it's a lot more mental. At least for me, you know, I'm not as fast of a runner, but literally it's just like pain endurance.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
So where did your mind go when you ran? Or did you make it go certain places or did you just let it drift?
A lot of time I just let it drift.
Where'd you find that it went to?
It goes back into like my childhood.
Oh fuck.
Like a lot of like pain points, you know.
Problems that you had as a kid,
Yeah.
issues, stuff like that.
Like when you're doing something like extremely hard and like your conscious mind is off and then your subconscious mind is on, the reptilian brain or whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of goes back into like all the pain points or the trauma you had before.
Yeah.
And you like kind of feel like you're in that. You're like watching it while you're there. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. Your conscious mind almost protects you from Pandora's box. Like
Yeah.
when you strip that thing down, it's like vulnerability.
Getting goosebumps when you
Bro, it's it's the truth. It's like I tell people like, you know, vulnerability means you're being courageous, right? Like it means you're accepting yourself as who you are and you're just being out there. When you have your conscious mind running and it's running and taking control of you, it's like you have this body armor on, this shield, this mask, you have your defenses up. And when you strip that motherfucker away, the vulnerability, you become vulnerable and like your truth about you comes forward. Your real personality, your real demons, your real fucking problems. I had a 3-year time period where I was away from fucking everybody. It was the darkest time period of my life. And I was in complete solitude. And I hated where I was at. And in that dark fucking time, I wasn't thinking about my goals. I was sitting in silence with my subconscious mind. And I was like, I was doing the same thing. I was like reliving problems in my life and I was cycling through them for the first time in my entire life, right? Because as an achiever, you compartmentalize everything. You're like, I'm not going to think about that right now. I'm going to move on to this next thing. My conscious mind is thinking about the goal achievement to protect me from this baggage that I've been carrying around my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is that by allowing yourself, the mindset for running across America the run across America was more mindset than it was physical because you were faced with all of those the subconscious thoughts that are in there, the experiences, the traumatic experience, and you had to confront those for like the first time really ever.
Yeah, like you kind of like helped me tie it together because when there was like a lightning or a thunder sound, it wasn't like I wasn't scared of that.
Yeah.
I was just so deep in my thought that like it go whatever or like I would get pulled back into reality for a second and slingshot back. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like where you're deep in your thought and like something big happened, like it's not that thing that scares you. It's just like your brain just going subconscious, you know, like subconscious right here, conscious, subconscious again, and that whiplash you get.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like pretty wild for
Yeah,
me.
it's like being cycling. It's like cycling through daydreaming and reality.
Yeah, like it's like slingshot back and forth.
Yeah.
That freaks the hell out of me a couple times. But the beautiful thing about after the run is like I just feel so much peace after. I don't know how to explain it, but
Inner
I felt
peace.
inner peace. Yeah, because yes, I was going through a tremendous amount of physical pain, but mentally I was healing. I was going back, and I was just forgiving all the thing that was like bothering me.
What's one thing that you wouldn't mind sharing that you unpacked mentally, you forgave yourself or somebody else for? You don't have to say that, share the details, but maybe the memory that a lot of people could maybe relate to, you know?
I think like the feeling of like you're not good enough. You know?
Fuck yeah.
It's just like, but now I go back and I'm like, nobody's better than me. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because like, I'm around a lot of like high-end motivational speaker, top level, and they're able to like, the thing is like, I think of the conscious mind as fat, and then the subconscious mind is like the lean muscle, right? So when you speak with a lot of subconscious mind, people connect. They just love you, and they don't know why they love you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because it's real connection.
Yeah, I can think of times in my life where I was speaking a lot, but I wasn't really pulling in people. And then I can think of times in my life where people really started resonating with the message. And I was like, I don't even know what the hell I said.
Yeah, but like you're really communicating. Like it's like a subconscious thing, like with the body language,
Yeah.
and everything. It's like frequency and everything, like everything aligned. That's how like I do all my sales. Like I really like in my mind, I'm like, I have the ability to make this person look super badass. Do I want to make this person look badass? Oh, I don't? Okay, nope.
I like
'Cause
that.
I have a lot of leads. I'm just like, you're just trying to do this for the money, And I'm just like, nah, I'm good,
Yeah.
I don't even want to know about your story,
Right, yeah.
I got my story. I got my other people. I don't want to know about your story.
So if you had to, pick apart a couple of things that will help somebody see a goal through,
Yeah.
what are some advice that you could give somebody to see a goal through when their biggest issue is seeing things through when shit's difficult?
Just gotta one step forward at a time. Like literally, like when like nothing was going my way, I just like, whoa, one step forward. Oh, another one. Oh, now we're moving in different direction. And then when we're moving, there's momentum and opportunities will come. Because like you're in the square right here, you're stuck. But like, hey, there's this random option right here in the next square. You just gotta get over. Like this goes back to like when I used to sell cars, and the manager's like, hey, don't sell the car right now. Sell the next step. So just worry about the next step. And you connected with me too on the run. You're like, don't worry about the whole thing. Just worry about the next day. And then that day, that's it. Boom. Don't worry about that. You can't really control what's going on, Even in business, like you can have like a slow month, but then your next month will be like your biggest month. And you never know that, So I just operate in good faith. I just want to do good for people. That's all I care about. And if I'm slow on a project, sure, I'll be slow, but I'll get it done.
Fuck, that's why I said yes to this. I was like, bro, the last couple of days are a burner for me, but I'm like, I have to say yes to this. I got to get down there. I got to do it. I want to do it.
No, I mean, like literally, like a lot of things happen by chance in business too.
Yeah.
And it's like relationship at that time, by that moment, by that thing. Sure, it might expire later, but that moment, just really enjoy it.
Well, movement creates opportunity.
Yes.
I think movement creates opportunity in business, and it creates opportunity with all your goals. And like what you said with running across America, you just focus on the next step, which is just create some movement in your life if you're stuck.
Literally just like move. Like in the morning, waking up is so hard. Like I just like, let me just roll off the bed.
Yeah, make it easy. I've been in that situation too, whereas like I was suicidal, and I was like trying to get myself to take one step every single day just to move forward, and I would make myself fall off of my bed and go into a prayer.
Yeah.
Just because that movement was easy.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it gave me one little victory, and I just took the next little step.
Yeah, being human is like, that's part of it, because the thing is like a robot can do a repetition without pain.
Yeah.
But human, we do repetition with pain. And it's just like the mindset, the calluses of the mind or whatever. So to like do that repetition again and again. Because like literally, that's what you have to do to finish those 150 days, whatever, like that I had to do, to to finish that.
You guys remember that. If you're stuck, if you're frustrated, if you're having a hard time, movement is medicine.
Yeah.
And movement creates opportunity. Actually, this podcast happened because of movement. I got back last night
Yeah.
from my travels, and I was out on a run, and then you saw that I think you saw that I was up,
Yeah.
and you sent me a message, and you're like, hey.
So, that's the new thing about like so I'm seeing like, okay, so there's another generation of coaches, business coaches or coaches online, and then there's a new generation of coaches online. So this is what I'm seeing, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but people are more tend to like link and reach out to you if they see your stories and your posts constantly or like, on a regular frequency, because they'll go to a page and they'll be like, is anybody home?
Yeah.
Oh, he's home.
He's available.
Connect.
Yeah.
But if you go to a page where it's big or so and like whatever, and there's no new content. Like the last thing posted was like a week ago.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like want to do any business with that. You're like, is that page still alive? Like the modern world moves so fast, and the new generation of coaches, it's like they're so fast.
Yeah.
Somebody's home. The lights is on.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you want to be successful in the online space, I mean, I got into. I mean, this isn't about me, but I got into the online coaching because I saw a bunch of people doing it wrong. And and as I came through and became successful, I wished that there was somebody that could have shown me what it takes to become successful at a very, very high level. And so when I saw that opportunity that a lot of people in the online space were doing it wrong,
Yeah.
and I had an opportunity to be a guide for others, I said, I have to fucking do it, even though like I'm very uncomfortable. So I got online, and then like when I go on those, like last night, it was 11 midnight or something like that when I was doing that run. And I could have not been on social media, but I decided to show it. Like, I'm going to tell people what I'm going through so that they see that I was trying to convey a feeling.
Yeah.
And the feeling that I was conveying was in the lyrics and the songs that I posted.
Mm-hmm.
There was a song about Post Malone.
Yeah.
He was talking about that he doesn't fold under pressure. And for myself, like this last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of pressure in my life. And I went back to back multiple states and multiple cities in the last couple of days. And I finished out that trip with a run that night. And so for me, I was conveying an emotional message to people. And I was saying, like, no matter what you're going through, don't fold under pressure. And I was working on my mentality of not folding under pressure, and then sharing that through a little tiny 30-second social media video,
Yeah, I think that's like authenticity at its maximum, like, and social media is kind of crazy too. Like, one video can go well and it will lift up your whole page and you're in a different arena.
You documented the whole trip, the run across America.
Yeah, I did. But I've seen some other, like, I don't know if you know Clinton.
Yeah.
Like, one video hit really well and the whole page lifted.
Yeah.
But it took time. Like, I'm friends with him,
Yeah.
But, like, it took time, and, like, it's so beautiful to see that for him. Because I know, like, he works.
How much work he put in.
Yeah, behind the scenes, I know how much work he put in. And I see that for him, and I'm like, just like, yes, Like, I'm just so happy because he was that person already.
Yeah.
It was just going to be time.
Just waiting for the video to hit.
Yeah. I knew he was going to do it.
Yeah.
So
It's just a matter of when.
it just matter when. That's what I love about Clinton. Like, he's so supportive of everyone around him.
Yeah.
It's like, he's a good person. Like, very good.
So you let's take this. So you raised money for charity for the event, and what do you have ahead of you that's next? What are you doing with the charity, and what type of projects do you have right now that you're working on that people should know about?
Right now, I'm just trying to perfect the packages in my company and how we can deliver it, and just really just like providing like I would say like a income for the team I have, and then really like trying to take care of myself financially too, like recovering from the run. And we had like 6-figure months before in revenue, and I didn't even expect we are gonna have that in January. I was like, oh shit, this is a slow month. Out of nowhere, it's like, oh boom, a bunch of deals came in. I was like, oh whoa, what's going on, But like I like the unpredictability of life, I welcome it. I like it, but I like it because like I put myself through that run across America to test my will, to test my foundation.
What does "this is just a test of my will" mean to you?
I think the whole thing was a game with me and like the Lord above.
The race or life?
Just for that run across America, that was just the test. And I think like for every man, it's like, what's your willpower? Like we should all walk around with like
That question.
that question and that number on top of our head. Like imagine like it would be so easy to hire and fire people if you
man.
like have that number
Yeah.
of how much willpower. Like, oh, this guy has 90%. Oh, this other guy has 50%. Oh, I'll hire that guy.
Yeah.
You know, like he'll get it done
Yeah.
regardless. You know, he'll stay up until 2, 3 a.m. get it
Yeah.
done. You know, but it's like that's really like the, you know, one of the biggest factor in terms of like you want to keep people around you or not.
I truly believe that things happen for you,
Yeah.
for Zoon.
Yeah.
Like you're very good. Like I said at the beginning of the show, you're very good at staying on the God path, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how you go about deciding what you're going to say yes to and no to. How do you make decisions on a daily basis? Is it based off of intuition? Is it based off of opportunity? Like, how do you believe you stumble upon some of these great opportunities that you create, and what's the decision-making process?
I mean, I say a lot of things and I just trying to back it up, you know? Like, let's say if I told you that, like, I want to do something for you, I will follow through with it.
Yeah.
And that's just our agreement between each other.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, whatever. Like, but I love, like, following through on my words and, like, just seeing, like you, oh, yeah, fuck, he did it. You know, like, he followed through. Because that's the thing we, like, lack in this modern world, you know?
So you believe that, like, the
Oh.
God path
Yeah.
is the path where you follow through on what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, like a lot of like entrepreneur, like, you know, I went on a run, so I'm basically like just like basically like think of like the world as like the ecosystem we're in as like an aquarium,
Yeah.
and think of the run as like I'm a fish, and then you just grab the fish, take it out, put it in another tank for like 5 months, put it back, right? And you know, in that 5 months I disappeared, I came back. A lot of people fell off, you know, a lot of people that was like, you know what I'm talking about? Like they were like, say they're gonna do this, that, boom, a lot of them fell off. I'm like, oh, that's just natural, like
Attrition.
selection, you know?
Oh, yeah, too, yeah.
And it's kind of like shocking to see it, but I'm like, not everyone's made to be at the top.
No, man. And I mean, it's every industry you go into, there's this attrition rate. Like when I became a Ranger, getting in the top 0.01%, it was the same thing. People start off all lip service. They talk.
Yeah.
Some people have like legit reasons why they're not going to continue on and do what they say they're going to. Other people, it's like they were just full of shit the whole time. And then even as a coach, like I've been coaching since like the end of 2018, 19, so like 5 years. And I've watched so many people come and go and change directions. And like I've just stuck to one path. I've adjusted my offers and my programs a little bit here and there to make them better.
Yeah.
But like there's so many people that I knew back in December when me and you connected that are no longer in the fucking game.
Oh yeah, there's plenty.
It's like holy shit.
95% drop off rate.
Seriously, in a year, it's like, dude, what
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
guys all doing? Like,
I was like, damn, you know what's funny? I was like, in my mind, I was like, haha, I'm around all these coaches. And I had like a 6-figure mastermind with somebody before these guys, and they're coaches. And I'm like, I'm like a videographer. I'm like just making content, I'm trying to make movies. I don't really care about the coaching side.
well, and that's why that's why like you did it, is because these, you know, a lot of people try to skip steps in life. They try to go to making something before they're the person that can actually pull it off.
Oh,
And-
I mean, for that, like that mastermind in February, like I was just in the closet at the office trying to sell.
Yeah. Yeah, but you became somebody that followed through on their word. That's why you were trying to sell. You said you were going to do a mastermind.
Yeah.
This is like the unlock. This is the secret that all of you guys need to bring into your life. If you could do this one thing from the show, it's say what you're going to do and do it. Your word is your weapon. Like this man said he was going to do a mastermind, which we hadn't gone into the whole story here. But you said you were going to do a mastermind, and you fucking did the sales.
Yeah. Shout out to Ace for like supporting with everything.
Yeah.
He was like, whatever, I got you. Like, just fucking run it.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, I know you didn't do it alone, but what I'm saying is that in a room doing the sales by yourself to pull it off, whereas a lot of people will say they want something, they'll say they want to do a mastermind or an event, and then they won't see any of it through, and then they'll blame everybody else for the project not coming to fruition.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like you were the problem. Like you didn't actually see it through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just like, I don't know. I don't even know how I did. I was just like, oh, I got this. Okay, let's just run it. Whoa.
Well,
Let's just do
the
it.
way you did it is by
just do
following through on your word. You said you were going to do something, and so you took full ownership and responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you weren't looking to anybody else to make your
No,
mastermind
I
a
was
success.
like, you know, if this mastermind go through, I get to run across America.
Yeah.
We're doing this, waiting on this for years.
Yeah.
It's my opportunity. I'm gonna give it everything. Literally like 3 hours sleep every night for like the whole month. It was crazy.
What's your plan with the charity? How much money did you raise from the run, and what's your plan with it?
So Feeding America, it's like they get a lot of food donated from farmers, but they need like gas money to transport all the food and stuff. I raised like 20-something thousand.
Okay.
And then that helped them like donate over and deliver over 210,000 meals to families.
So your run across America is going to help deliver 210,000 meals across the United States.
I wanted a million, but I guess like there's a little recession or something, and everyone's kind of broke. Like, it's a tax break, right? But I wish I had more energy to push more on that run.
Yeah.
But what I needed to push was here, and I felt like what I could deliver was here.
Yeah.
And what I expected was like here. So I did like more than what I expected, but I wish I had like a little bit more training beforehand, so I could like be a little bit more fresh at the end of the day to like pump a little bit more out. Because I kind of just went into survival mode for that run.
Yeah.
To be honest.
FitFo mode, figure the fuck out.
Yeah, like just figure the fuck out, stress as hell, whatever. So, and just count every small blessing along the way.
What did you learn about success, achievement through your run across America?
It's always going to be more painful. It's always going to cost more, and you're going to lose some people along the way. And even if you have to do it yourself, if you're a real one, you would. Yeah.
Solid, bro.
That's fucking crazy. That's it, bro. It's fucking. Wait until the movie come out. We're doing it. We're doing the cinematic story.
Tell them where to find you if they want to connect with you on social media.
So for Instagram, it's Zoon, ZOON, and then period, NGUYEN. So that's going to be my Instagram. And YouTube is the same thing. And then you can check us out, Kraken Media. So you go on Instagram, kraken.media.pros. And then that's us. And the website's the same thing, .com at the end. But yeah, we're trying to build this into a $100 million company. I don't know if we want to sell it or not, but so far, like, we're a media company, but we're giving a lot of motivation to people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like when we're doing it with our clients, they're like, damn, like when we work with you guys, we felt like we're not alone, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
I was like, oh yeah, we're out here struggling too, just like you, trying to do it. That's all, Like,
guys, if you do, I want you guys all, reach out to Zoon and then message him, say be the leader when you DM him so he knows you're coming from the show. Or Jeramiah Solven, one of those two things, and connect with him. This is a guy that I want to support. I've continued to give my best. I put my best foot forward to support him. I really love what he's about. He's purpose driven. He's focused on leaving a great legacy, changing the lives of others. And there's a lot of people that I've seen in this entrepreneurship business space that like they're really not in it to help others. They're really in it to help themselves. And so you're hearing it from me. Like, reach out to Zoon, connect with him, see how you can help him in any way. Even if it's right now, all you can do is give him a message. Give him that message. Tell him that this show impacted you. And then do us both the solid and share it with a friend. Put it on your social media and tag him, maybe myself. But get the word out there because we need more committed people going after big goals, saying what they're going to do, and doing it regardless whether it's the first time, the second time, the third time, or it takes years for them to pull it off. We need more committed, determined people in the world. We need more leaders like Zoon. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what's going on in like the modern age or whatever, but everybody wants a guarantee for what they're doing.
Yeah.
I just don't care. Because I know if I don't have that guarantee, the ceiling might be way higher. So that's how I see it. I'm going to take every risk I can. And, hopefully in like 3 years, or 3 to 5 years, we could build this company to what I need it to be, and we'll start new legacy media right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, or have it like running right before we sell it. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, either way, you're helping a lot of people change their lives, improve themselves, develop a stronger mindset. You're changing the game in entrepreneurship. Like, not a lot of people are like these business athletes, mentally tough.
I just do it for passion. I love telling stories.
Yeah.
Like inspirational stories. Because I think of it as like little investment into the universe. And sure, I might not be able to like impact everybody, but you could that group. You could that group. You could that group. And I feel like I'm doing something positive in the world. That's all.
What else do you want to tell them before we close it off? Final words or advice to them or anything that you want to say?
If you really want to become the best version of yourself, just think of everything as a test of your will, and your will is unshakable and unbreakable. That's it.
Guys, love it. Zoon, thank you so much for coming through. Guys, if you like the show, share it with a friend. And until next time, be the leader.
That's crazy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bro.
It's in you. You possess the power. Just go hard. I need some motivation. Every day I try a little harder, but my dedication. Keep my head way, way above the water. Cry to myself when I yell at the wall. Begging to run, but I needed to crawl. I see the finish line up ahead, trying to get traction from all of this tread. I am a king, I am a queen. I am more than the people can see. I am strong when I'm needing to be. Vulnerability's nothing to me. You can try, but I'm unshakable. My successes is never debatable. I'm chameleon, I'm so interchangeable. Here's to you and all that you are capable.
You gotta go hard, better get